Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 13th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Police are investigating an overnight shooting in Brantford.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to introduce his new cabinet in a few hours.
And the Edmonton Oilers put the Vegas Golden Knights on the brink of elimination. Good morning. It's Tuesday.
Morning. You came back for a second day.
I said, you know what? You might as well come back. And I thought, I'm not doing anything.
Come on back for some more abuse.
So
It'll
here
be fun.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you very much. I had so much fun yesterday. I thought, let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Yeah. And you brought some yellow for the sun for the day today.
I did, because it might be the only sun today.
Well, we're seeing a little bit of it right now. The sun is up already, thankfully, but we're not going to see it very long. So your yellow will help us through the gray day today, because it is going to become fairly gray, and we are going to get some showers on and off throughout the day. It will be noticeably cooler today, still comfortable around seasonal. Yesterday, we got to 27 degrees with a humidex of 28 in the sunshine. It was a gorgeous day yesterday. Today, we're only going to hit 17 degrees. We'll lose that sun that we have a bit of right now, and we'll get some clouds and some showers for today, and more showers again tomorrow, which we'll talk about. By the way, we're mild. We're sitting at 12 degrees right now, so it's a nice mild start to our morning here. Let's look at traffic. 403 Waterdown Road. Again, that's our exclusive camera. Nothing happening in the Hamilton area. All doing fine. All the major routes, no problems in town. We do have a situation right now in Oakville. This is the QEW camera at the Ford plant, and as you can see, Toronto bound lanes coming towards us on this. What we have here is a disabled vehicle, and it's a large truck carrying rolls of steel. So what they've done is the truck's off on the shoulder, but they blocked the right two lanes, trying to get it looks like a crane in there to manipulate some of the steel. So we've got one lane open, and that's on the ramp from the QEW trying to get to the 403 to go to the Mississauga. You can see the QEW going to Toronto is doing fine, no problems there. That's the ramp to the 403. So that's the only problem that we have at the moment. We'll keep our eye on that and any other problems coming up in traffic, and of course the forecast for you in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thanks, Brian. Brantford police are investigating an overnight shooting near a business in the Murray and Chatham Street area. Simone Gavros joins us live from the scene with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. It's still very early in this investigation, but police say that there was evidence of a shooting here at Fun Guy's Magic Mushroom Dispensary. Now you can see here that there's at least 4 apparent shots that were fired at the store. There's one shot right here where police have their markers taped onto the wall. And then there's a couple more around the side of the building here. Police do have their police tape roped off, blocking off the business here from the public right now. There's one officer that remains on scene this morning, but those are where the couple other shots seem to be fired at the bottom of the business and then one into the bottom of the door. Now right now, again, this is, there's actually a couple more that we're seeing into the morning. There's one right here where it says open 7 days a week up on the door as well. So multiple shots fired at the business door. Neighbors reported the shots fired around 2 a.m. this morning. No injuries have been reported, but police did say this morning that they had the K-9 unit on scene as they were investigating what exactly took place here. At this time, again, there's no injuries. Police are still looking to identify any suspects. There does seem to be a number of surveillance camera footage, or rather surveillance cameras around the area across the street, so that's going to be a part of the police's investigation. I did speak to one man who lives across the street asking if he heard anything or saw anything, and he said he didn't. He only just saw a couple officers outside and didn't think anything of it. So we are going to be following up with police to see if they have any additional information coming out throughout the morning. But for now, something's back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much, Simone. Prime Minister Mark Carney's new cabinet is going to be introduced at Rideau Hall a bit later this morning. The Prime Minister's office says it will include up to 30 ministers and 10 secretaries of state. The cabinet is also set to include a representative from every province and a representative from the north. The slimmed-down cabinet is meant to signal a more business-minded approach to government.
It's Canada Road Safety Week, and the OPP is teaming up with police forces across the country for one of this year's biggest traffic enforcement campaigns. 382 people died on OPP patrolled roads last year. Police say they were victims of preventable poor decisions behind the wheel. That includes the highest number of motorcyclist deaths in 20 years, 57 in total, with 18 not at fault. Pedestrians and cyclists are also among the lives lost, again, many through no fault of their own. So far this year, 99 people have already died in 86 fatal crashes. Road users are reminded to drive responsibly, and the decisions you make can save lives.
A protest bylaw motion tabled in Oakville passed unanimously at Town Council last night.
I want to note that Oakville demonstrations and protests have been civil, or at least peaceful. Second, that the police, far from suppressing demonstrations and protests, they've supported them, and they've done that no matter what organization the chief might belong to. I myself have marched in protests, although not at places of worship.
Now, the bylaw would require protests to stay at least 50 meters away from places of worship. A meeting last Thursday was adjourned after an argument between Oakville's mayor and a delegate.
A year ago, we came to this council and asked for support. We asked for help in bringing attention to the crimes against humanity that were occurring in Gaza, committed by the terrorist apartheid ethno-state of Israel. We asked, as your constituents, for your allyship in standing with us against oppression and injustice, as had previously been done for other...
Excuse me. Your information that is desired here is about, as I told you when you came up, for and against the bylaw and for and against the motion to refer it and narrow it and increase the distance. We're not here to debate the material that you've now brought forward, and it's out of order.
The bylaw itself in Oakville targets protests that disrupt, intimidate, or interfere with people trying to access churches, mosques, or temples. It follows Brampton's bylaw, where a similar motion passed in November after violent protests outside of a Hindu temple. Well, one of the bridges over the Welland Canal will be open today after all. There was supposed to be a temporary closure of the Lakeshore Bridge in St. Catharines for vehicle and pedestrian traffic today. That closure for preventive maintenance has been canceled. Work on two other canal bridges in St. Catharines, the Carlton Street Bridge and the Homer Bridge, are expected to go ahead as planned tomorrow and Thursday.
Sports time, and we're going to start in Edmonton, where the Oilers shook off a gut punch of a loss on Saturday night with a dominating victory last night. Brantford's Adam Henrique potted a pair of goals, and the much-maligned Stuart Skinner stopped all 23 shots that he faced to guide the Oilers to a 3-0 victory over Vegas. Evander Kane had a goal and an assist for Edmonton, who now hold a 3-1 lead in their second-round NHL playoff series. Connor McDavid picked up an assist as the Oilers won for the 7th time in their last 8 games. Edmonton can eliminate the Golden Knights with a win tomorrow night in Las Vegas. Carolina Hurricanes are one step closer to the NHL's Eastern Conference Final. Sean Walker and Taylor Hall each had a goal and an assist to lead the Canes to a 5-2 win over Washington last night, and now lead their second-round series 3-1. Capital star Alex Ovechkin's 5th goal of the playoffs made it a 1-goal game midway through the 3rd period before Carolina iced it. The series shifts back to D.C. for Game 5 on Thursday.
And the London Knights lob it to center.
You can really see the home ice advantage.
Oh, here's Cowan, and he scores! Easton Cowan takes it away and then pots it home.
Maple Leafs prospect Easton Cowan broke the London Knights' all-time playoff points record as London grabbed a 2-1 lead in the OHL final against Oshawa. The 19-year-old winger had 2 goals and an assist in London's 7-5 win over the Generals. Cowan, who was taken 28th overall by Toronto in the 2023 NHL draft, now has 92 career points in the playoffs, beating Rob Schremp's record of 89. Game 4 goes tonight in Oshawa. Went from bad to worse for the Boston Celtics last night. The defending NBA champions not only blew another big lead in the second half and lost Game 4 of their series against the Knicks, the Celtics also lost leading scorer Jason Tatum, who was carried off the court with a lower right leg injury late in the game, and his status for the remainder of the series is now in doubt. Tatum scored 42 points as Boston fell 121-113 in New York. Jalen Brunson scored 39 points for the Knicks, who now have a commanding 3-1 series lead. Anthony Edwards scored 30 points for the second game in a row, and Julius Randle netted a game-high 31 as Minnesota beat Golden State 117-110. That gives the Timberwolves a 3-1 lead in their best-of-7 playoff series, which they can close out tomorrow night. The Warriors will likely be without Steph Curry, who sat out his third game in a row last night with a strained left hamstring. Following an unforgettable debut in 2024, Forge FC's School Day match returns this morning as the Hammers host Atletico Ottawa. Kickoff at Hamilton Stadium is at 11 a.m., and the game is expected to attract upwards of 17,000 students from 7 school boards, including more than 1,000 children from high-priority schools in the city. That would break Forge FC's single-game attendance record. More than 11,000 students from 107 schools across Hamilton and the surrounding area took in last year's inaugural event. We've also learned that Forge will battle CF Montreal on May 20th in the opening leg of the Canadian Championship.
6:11 on this 13th morning of May. We did have a nice sunrise, so we could see some sun, but we're going to quickly lose that sunshine and gain a lot of cloud cover for the day today. We'll talk about that in a sec. I want to focus on traffic here this morning. 403 Waterdown Road, once again, nothing to see. It's pretty light all the way around the Hamilton area. The 403, the link, the Red Hill Valley Parkway, nothing happening. Here's where we do have a situation. This is the QEW ramp to the 403. So it's not as bad as it looks. I mean, the QEW is moving nicely as you're trying to go past the Ford plant on along the QEW toward Erin Mills Parkway and Sheridan. But this is the ramp going to the 403 to try to get up through Mississauga on the 403. We have a disabled transport truck there. It is carrying rolls of steel. So what they've got is a crane there trying to move those rolls of steel. They've blocked the right 2 lanes of this ramp. So only 1 lane is getting through, but it's only affecting the ramp lanes, not the QEW. So that's at least one bit of good news. Ontario Street, St. Catharines, Nikola Tesla Boulevard, 403. Otherwise, we're not doing too badly, even here at the 427 Gardner QEW combination. Let's get to our temperature as we're starting out this Tuesday morning. We're sitting at 12 degrees right now, which is a mild start to our morning. There is a little bit of sunshine here, but we're going to lose that to the cloud cover for the day today. It is going to become a cloudy sky. We have light winds, moderate relative humidity. So for school today, 17 degrees. That's where we'll climb, so a lot less than yesterday. Light winds, and we are going to see the cloud cover encroach with that chance of showers on and off throughout the day. The air quality for today will be a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday it was in the moderate range. Today it's going to be in the low range, both morning and afternoon. Here comes the showers pushing into southern Ontario. You can see the cloud cover that we're getting. The green is the rain that's going to push in. It's just going to be scattered showers, basically. We're not looking at thunderstorm activity for today, maybe tomorrow, but today it's just going to be cloudy with showers. So low pressure system going up the east coast, troughing into southern Ontario, bringing that precipitation for today, for tonight, for tomorrow as well, and even lingering a little further after that. So 20 for Niagara area today, a little bit cooler for Hamilton, Burlington, 17 and 15, 19 and 20 degrees for the rest of the horseshoe. Tonight, temperature stays mild. 15 and 13 degrees as we continue through this end of the lake, even 11 to 13 for Halton, Peel, Toronto. And then tomorrow, temperatures will climb and we'll get a bit more humidity tomorrow as well. 21, 22, 24 for Simcoe and Cayuga, a little bit cooler for Burlington, but we'll get some showers, possible thunderstorms, a humidex tomorrow into the higher 20s. So out the door, 13th morning of May, it is mostly cloudy. It is mild. Temperature right now sitting at 12 degrees. And we will, of course, check the long-range forecast for our long weekend coming up. Annette, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit-Chat. There's been another sharp drop in travel to the U.S. from Canada. Details coming up in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. What do you have coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. Formula One has released the final trailer for the upcoming F1 movie starring Brad Pitt. A live musical TV special featuring Wicked movie stars is set to air this fall. And later on this morning, the Cannes Film Festival is banning nudity on the red carpet.
Uh-oh.
We shall discuss.
and what video will you use for that? It was a big discussion in our newsroom earlier this morning.
I'm waiting with bated breath on that one.
And the editors were like, I want to work on that.
Yeah, like what? I need to blur what? Yeah, so that should be an interesting chat.
Yes.
The Canadian dollar down another 6 basis points to 71.48 cents U.S. Gold is up $31 an ounce. Crude is 23 cents higher to $62.18 a barrel. In midday European trading, markets are up slightly across the board in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, markets were up today. In Tokyo, down quite a bit in Hong Kong, and they edged up in Shanghai. Now, markets in Canada and the United States rallied on news of a 90-day truce in the U.S.-China trade war. The TSX gained almost 175 points. The Dow picked up nearly 1,200 points, and the Nasdaq closed nearly 800 points higher.
Statistics Canada says there is a sharp drop in return trips from the U.S. by Canadians for the 4th consecutive month. The agency says the number of Canadians returning by car from the U.S. in April fell on a year-over-year basis, dropping over 35%. Canadians going back home by plane was down 20% from a year ago. Residents have canceled trips to the U.S. in the wake of Donald Trump's tariffs on Canadian goods and his desire for Canada to become the 51st state.
Alberta's premier says her government is freezing its industrial carbon price, effective immediately, at $95 a ton of emissions.
With the change in government south of the border, it is essential that we have a reasonable carbon pricing system, not one that will price our industries out of global markets. We are providing certainty, stability, and economic relief to the businesses that contribute so much to all of Canada. And we are supporting the energy producers whose expertise and innovation are quite literally shaping the world's energy future.
Now, Alberta's carbon price was supposed to go up to $110 a ton next year, up to $170 a ton by 2030. But Alberta's environment minister says the freeze is indefinite, adding that paying any more than $100 a ton would make Alberta wildly uncompetitive.
Hudson's Bay is set to return to court today to extend its creditor protection time period. The retailer is expected to request an extension in an effort to help complete sales processes with bidders vying for the department store's business, intellectual property, assets, and leases. Hudson's Bay is asking for an extra month and a half to also finish liquidating its 80 Bay stores and 16 Saks banners. They filed for creditor protection in March, citing difficulty paying its mounting bills.
Ontario's housing minister has introduced legislation that's meant to speed up new home construction. Municipal Affairs and Housing Minister Rob Flack says it's going to reduce the scope and number of studies that municipalities need for new development. It would also allow municipalities to reduce development charges and allow residential builders to pay those fees once a unit is occupied, not when the permit is issued. The Ford government admits as well that the province is behind on its goal of getting 1.5 million homes built over 10 years.
As you know, we've got some pretty strong headwinds. It's a goal, but frankly, I'm focused more on, and our team is focused on the next 12 to 24 months.
Housing starts in Ontario in March were down 46% year over year for communities with 10,000 or more people.
Taking a break right now. Brian is going to be back with weather and traffic, and that includes your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, 624. There it goes on the button. All right, we do have one problem here on the QEW. Well, it's not actually on the QEW. QEW is moving nicely, so nothing going on. This is what we're looking at is the ramp from the QEW to the 403. So you're trying to get up to go through Mississauga on the 403. We have a disabled transport truck there. It's right in the bottom of your screen carrying some rolls of steel. They've got a crane there trying to move that, those steel. So they've got two right lanes and the right shoulder block, so only one one lane is getting from the QEW onto the 403 ramp and along to the 403. So that's one situation we have. Otherwise, nothing. Niagara, top of the Burlington Skyway is just volume. Third line, Sheraton looks good. Nothing going on the 403 going through Winston Churchill once you get onto the 403, that is. All right, look at the temperatures that we have to start the morning here. We are mild, above seasonal to start a day. 12 degrees Hamilton, Grimsby, Toronto, 15 already in Mississauga. Seasonals are now 7 for the overnight low. That's where we figure we should start the morning. 18 for the daytime high. We're just going to be a little shy of that today. Those are our sometimes records for today. And yeah, we could get some showers today. It's just going to be fairly cloudy by the first bell for school, 15 degrees. But 17, that's the high for the day today. And we'll get some showers. It's a chance of showers this morning and this afternoon. So 17 today, 13 overnight tonight. Tomorrow, 22, Humidex 26, but staying unsettled. So showers possible. Thunderstorms. We'll get a bit of sunshine for Thursday, but still chance of showers, staying on the mild side. Cloudy Saturday, cloudy on Friday as well. Temperatures come down a bit for our long Victoria Day weekend. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay, just in time for breakfast, a long-held belief about how eggs break has been scrambled.
Engineers at MIT in the U.S. may have cracked the secret to a safer drop. They tested eggs falling both vertically and horizontally from different heights. And they discovered that eggs dropped horizontally broke less often. Turns out their longer sides absorb impact better than the tips, challenging the old notion that eggs are strongest at the ends. It's an exciting discovery that could save your breakfast.
Okay, and you wonder now, after hearing this story, how many people are going to be testing it in their own kitchen? Just be careful.
Maybe do it in a pan.
Yeah, maybe in a pan would be better. Long drop. Favorite way to have eggs?
Scrambled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I like scrambled if there's like meat and onions and things.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Throw in some veggies.
Yeah. I'm a
Can't go
sunny
wrong.
side up, just like my jacket. Okay, we've got lots more to come. Stay with us. More after the break. Oh, there's no egg songs.
Oh.